What a video today. Oh, I'm excited. Alright YouTube, what's the story? It's XampL. Welcome back to another video and thank you for clicking on the video. And in today's video,
oh baby, it's triple!
We are doing the Vanity Fair Same Interview FIFA YouTuber Edition. You may have seen this done with Billie Eilish for each of the past 4 years, and it is a really interesting concept. We are growing all the time as people, and this is a video capsule allowing us to grow more efficiently. I'm going to ask these FIFA Pro players and content creators some questions regarding their past and future. And we'll then come back with a part 2 to this video in a year's time where we dissect the answers given a year previous, and then we see what went right or went wrong, and then we will plan how to better themselves even further for the next year. I really enjoy this kind of concept and I hope you guys too. You're going to see some great insights into some amazing, successful people, and hopefully you can take something for this yourself. So ladies and gentlemen, the 5 people that we have on board for this project is Brooksy, XampL, Ranners, Kaj Almighty, and Stokes. Every single name here might not be familiar to you. Maybe none of them are, but that's okay. You're going to get to know these people on a deeper level, and I'm going to go through exactly their accomplishments when I'm introducing them as a person. Don't worry, boys and girls, I'm very excited for this. Thank you very much for clicking on the video again. I hope you enjoy. Do let me know if you do. Let's get into the video. We have our first guest of today, and this is Brooksy HD. I'm sure if you know who I am, you definitely know who he is. He is one of the FIFA comedy revolutionizers with over 100k subs that's moved across the pond and more recently went on a self-improving journey. Kaj Almighty is not only on the brink of hitting 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, he also competes and has attained a top 65 finishing in the FIFA FGS Cup in March this year within Europe. For myself, I've known Kaj for years and he's always been a dreamer as far as I'm aware. And I'm glad to see those dreams are starting to come to fruition. Here we have XampL, otherwise known as the Armoured Yodeler, Watford FIFA player in the inaugural E-Prem, widely known for his squad battles finishes, but I know him as one of my first ever friends in the FIFA scene. Now this is Ranners. He is obviously the best Irish FIFA player of all time, in my opinion anyway, amassing prize money of over $40,000. I've been lucky to be his teammate on more than one occasion, and I guess it's pretty sound that I get to call him a mate of mine as well. Here we have Tom Stokes. He is the reigning Xbox LAN playoffs champ with earnings of over 100,000 in the past 3 years from FIFA tournaments across the globe, and who nothing but a standout guy, and I could learn a lot from him as a FIFA player and probably his temperament as a human as well. What are your goals going into FIFA 22?
And then I just want to be happy. I want to be in a space where I wake up every day and I want to make videos and not forced into making videos, which can happen. And then when you keep doing the same stuff for years, you get into this rabbit hole of, oh God, I have to make another video again, you know, like that kind of way. And it's absolutely horrible. You never want to be like that when it's your job, because you have to enjoy doing your job as well as, you know, actually doing your job, you know what I mean? So yeah, 150k, be happy, be more financially stable, and yeah, just live life, I suppose.
My goals, definitely the consistency is one thing that I want to, you know, stick with. It's like, you know, whether it's TikTok or posting on Twitter or posting on Instagram, posting on YouTube, if I'm gonna upload on either of these platforms, then it's gonna be something that I want that's consistent, and that my audience, you know, let's say it's like a Wednesday and I'm uploading Wednesdays, and every Wednesday they're going to expect a video from me, kind of thing. And then another goal is to really work on, you know, my titles and thumbnail, because it's something that I really haven't taken too much note of in the past. You know, I would just be like, whatever, throw a thumbnail in. You know, you can have the content, but if the title and thumbnail aren't up to scratch, then, you know, it's not going to do well.
The main one is just recover the YouTube channel, because I basically haven't uploaded properly in like 2 years, and I was doing really well, and now it's absolutely awful, because turning it around to start with is going to be tough, and then anything on top of that is good. Also, I do need to start doing a lot more streaming and YouTube in general.
I've got like obviously different goals across the board, but my main ones would be get the YouTube channel going. Obviously similar to yourself, it's something that I definitely have a lot of potential there for, and I think YouTube as a platform itself just has a really good like search engine and stuff, as opposed to like Twitch, where I feel, you know, it's hard to like grow if you're smaller, whereas YouTube, you know, your videos can do a lot more well than say a stream will do. Also it's evergreen content essentially. Obviously it does die out after the year, but you don't have to be live like on Twitch. Like if you're not streaming, you're not growing on Twitch. Simple as.
For me personally, as much as I love doing it, as much as I love streaming, I'm such a competitor. I love competing, and I think that's one thing that that helps me quite a lot, is that I've got a lot of drive, passion for competing and drive to be better and drive to win. And I think that's my primary goal always, is just to have a good, successful year on the competing front, and everything else, although it's important to me, it's like a second priority, you know. So
External from your working life, what do you plan on improving over the next year?
Chess skills obviously is right at the top. I need to hit 1900 2000 record.
Okay.
So gym is something I just I want to just fucking just do it, or like a month on and then like 6 months off, and also be able to like eat junk food and not feel bad about it because I'm just a couch potato. So yeah.
I'm starting to play darts and pool again. It was something that I played a lot like 4 or 5 years ago. I had other stuff come up, stopped playing, so I want to get back involved with that. Five-a-side football, but I'm very unfit now, so that ain't going to be easy. I don't work many hours because I like doing a lot of stuff outside of work. Because I know I still need to work to live, but I don't do overly insane hours because I like enjoying myself as well.
But the fact is, I have like no real answer, because at the moment there is nothing else that I really am that like interested in like improving in, because otherwise I'm just gonna go back to work. So it is really getting all my priority. Now, other than that, the other thing I'm doing is like trying to have like a balance. Because what I found myself doing last year was I was never like off. I don't know if you were similar. Whereas now, like after 10 p.m. this year, I'm like deleting Twitter and stuff every day off my phone, and then re-downloading it the next morning. Yeah. So I'm getting like this clean cut break from FIFA, even if it's just for a few hours, like overnight. In
terms of fitness, I think that's one thing I've definitely slipped on in recent 12 months or so. You just tend to get into bad habits, and obviously habits and routine are killers. And I think with a healthy routine, it starts becoming a lot easier. And that's definitely something I want to start getting into, because with everything, when you've got more motivation more energy, more motivation to get up earlier, to just to do your day right, rather than being a bit like, it's easy to stay up late and wake up late and get into like bad habits, and that's just something I'm trying to avoid this coming up year.
I don't really think about that, to be honest. I'm very much an in the moment kind of person, I suppose. How things progress with the missus. I love her to bits, and she makes me happy to be in her presence, which is why I kind of went AWOL for like 2 months, because I never had like a girlfriend before, and then to having a girlfriend, I'm like, I just want to spend every single day with her. I want to figure out how to balance that with work as well. So yeah, I just want to keep losing weight if that's possible. I'm like 96 kg at the moment. I want to get under 90 kg, which would be absolutely like amazing. I live my life pretty simple, to be honest. Like I wake up and then I do what I want, kind of thing, which is not a good thing, but that's just how my brain's wired. So
question number 3, what will be the best things about FIFA 22?
Everyone loves an SBC. Gameplay is out of the question. Nothing is going to be good about gameplay. But everybody loves an SBC. Every year it's I'm not going to waste coins on SBCs this year. And then one comes out and you're like, he looks so good, I'll definitely use him in the future. I mean, I'm all up for 20 games a weekend league. When I was playing competitive, I do think the more games equals a more skill gap. Because the more games you play, the better players are going to win more games. But just as a casual and like content creator now, I'm 100% up for 20 games.
Well, I feel like you can't really talk about gameplay because you don't know.
We already do. It's got to be shit.
Yeah, and it's just not going to be good. For me, it's just it unlocks content opportunities. That's all I can say. With the FIFA coming out, it gives you an opportunity to do like events that come up, right? Because the new FIFA is out, which also allows you to make videos, which allows you to participate in other stuff, which gets you other deals, gets you all that. So for me, it's just like a key to other things, But about the game itself, I have no idea. I literally don't care enough about the game anymore. I've done it too many years, So I no longer care about the game itself. It's about what opportunities the game can bring me.
I'm gonna regret this so much, aren't I? I hope it is the whole situation of bringing out that old meta of normal players in normal positions. I think having a year of that, where you literally have a whole section of players that are unusable, is a killer, because there's so many. Like I loved using Van Dijk back in the day. I loved using people like that, and then to see a whole section of players just getting completely unused because of the pay situation. It's really frustrating, and I think it helps with everything, you know, team builders, and even just like as a community, it gets people quite toxic, you know, like. I don't know about you. I'm sure you did got the same, but loads of messages and stuff when they see you've got Mbabu and you know all these random guys at centre back, and I just think that's something I missed on 21 for sure, and I hope it's back for 22.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I have not watched any of the trailers. Because that has always been my downfall. Is that I involve myself around the start of a new FIFA on social media, watching the trailers, all this kind of stuff, and I'm seeing people have their own opinions, and then you can't help but kind of take their opinions like on board. I just didn't do any of that this year, so when I get the game, it's going to be my first real experience. I have seen some snippets like gameplay and that, but I have no idea what's going to be broken. I have no idea who's going to be good. I see all the centre backs getting a pace upgrade. I'm happy with that, to be honest, because it means they're actually usable. You don't have to use bloody Furlong Mendy as centre back and stuff like that. But it's literally like a fresh slate. I don't have a clue what's going to go on, and I just hope, like John Egan today, like you literally tweet me, got 2 goals. I just hope there's more bloody Irish special cards. We were treated to St. Patrick's Day this year. I've been waiting 5 bloody years for us to get something amazing for St. Patrick's Day, and we did. And I want that to happen again this year. That's all I want from FIFA, man. That's all. That's literally it.
Hopefully, I'm on my knees. It's the gameplay. I really just hope the gameplay improves. There's none of this heavy AI assistance, and there's no like. Man, like, come on, the blocks last year were just an absolute joke. Yeah. So it's like one of them. If the gameplay is good, then I genuinely believe the community are going to be more invested into watching, you know, people play FIFA as opposed to, you know, just watching people like rip packs. Because, you know what, credit to EA, the menu content is actually, I think it's really, really good.
Really good.
Like, class. But they need to, if you're going to make the menu content good, man, just put some effort in the gameplay. I like the 20 games for Weekend League. I think that's amazing. That is, honestly, it's game changing, man, because honestly, 30 games, if you want to like fit in, you know, all these things. Yeah, exactly. Turns everyone off. I have to like sack seeing my mates off sometimes just to play Weekend League, stuff like that. It's like, it's just crazy. Like 20 games, you could do like 10 on a Friday, 5 on Saturday, 5 on Sunday, or like, you know, 10 on Friday, 10 on Sunday. Enjoy your Saturday kind of thing. Because honestly, 10 on a Friday is not too bad at all, I don't think.
What is the best thing to happen in your career, and how did you get to that point?
So yeah, for me, I mean, it's 2 things really, but they're both linked. It's Vanity at its core, winning the Elite Series, but obviously that also included me signing for Roma Fnatic, which was pretty life-changing, as I still currently ended up moving to London. But one-off moment is easily when Vanity, like, it's actually no contest. That was easily. But really, this all started from making the Barcelona event in FIFA 18. Right? So that was a sick event as well. But because I got like top 32 in there, and I really should have went further, that kind of gave me like a decent rating, as it were. And then it was like the Gfinity draft process was you just have to play a load of games. You kind of got into the draft pool, and that's kind of all it was. So anybody was kind of eligible. But yeah, I just got lucky and got drafted.
Well, mine's obviously an easy one. You know, the playoffs win against Text in Berlin, which was the FIFA 19 playoffs, for $75,000, and obviously that was by far and away the highlight of my career. And it was a weird one because at the time I knew I was really good. I love to say I had an ego. I'd love to say I was really good. You know this. I was in that game just happy to be there. I was so happy that I'd won second place prize money, and I was just sort of going along with it, you know. And then it got to a certain point in the game, and it something switched eventually. I flicked in my head. I was like, wow, like we're 1.5 games in. I'm playing really well. We're level. Like I can actually win this. And then that's for the first time, and I started actually like believing, like, wow, like this is a tournament I can definitely win. And it's just because it was Tex, you know. Tex had such a it wasn't just how good he was. He had such a reputation about his ability, and winning that event for me was the pinnacle for sure. Obviously, it opened a lot of doors. It helped with my my social numbers. It helped with my teams, obviously, stuff like hashtag for sure. And that weekend was amazing.
Yeah, I would say there's like a couple things. When I did my disability video, when that came out, that because before that, like I never showed my hand. I was like, I hit it, and I really wanted to do. This is gonna sound really, really like stupid when you think about it. But it's like I wanted to do videos more than just this. It was getting to that point, having like being bullied like in school and stuff. It's just stupid shit. But that video was really important for me, and that video got me a lot of although it wasn't the intention, it got me a lot of like subs and a lot of like viewers and stuff like that. And that was really, really helpful. As I had like alluded to, like school wasn't great for me. I was very much a shut in for, I'd say, a lot of my early 20s. And then that kind of allowed me to blossom. I moved over to the UK, living with my best friends, and yeah, it really has, like, obviously I'm incredibly lucky, even with the views that I have now. Like, I'm still like incredibly lucky that I am in this position now. But yeah, man, it's just there's been a lot of stuff, and I am just happy that I have had the people watch my videos that I've always wanted to, which was like the people that wanted to watch me because I was funny. Do you know what I mean?
The best thing that happened in my career is to overcome the opinions of most of other people. You know what I mean? And people think that's, well, what the fuck, that's nothing. But that was huge for me.
I don't want to be boring, but I'll genuinely agree. Like, mine is probably the same. Like, honestly, the day that I stopped caring so much about these people's opinions who, like I said, they don't mean that much in my life. They're like a little, I don't mean to be like mean, but to me, they're not important to me, but yeah, I would let their opinions and views and thoughts of me like really affect me to the point where, like, you know, I wouldn't post on Twitter, or like I wouldn't upload because I'm scared of what they may think, which is crazy. But you know, the day that I got over that, yeah, just honestly my YouTube really started to grow.
Yeah,
really started to grow. The growth was actually really good on my YouTube. So
Oh, it was 100% ePrem.
yeah.
Yeah, first and only FIFA event I've made, but it was so good. The qualifying back then was good as well, because it was all done through a LAN event. You played online to start with, but top 16 qualified. Then you went to the actual Watford Stadium and then played there. So equal ground, no connection issues. Everyone used the same players because it was all just Prem team, so fair in that as well. And obviously the live event was insane. I didn't do as well as I'd like to have done, but like the experience overall was insane. So yeah, by far that. Obviously YouTube's nice, but yeah, nothing come close to the feeling of actually playing live. And the first game that I played was on Sky Sports, and I did win, so obviously that's a nice feeling.
Give the people a loaded piece of advice if they were to choose the same career path as you.
For the aspiring players, it's a very viable like option moving into the FIFA space. Like, it's not something I discourage, but it's very, very important that you keep the balance. Like, don't ever put yourself in a situation where you're not losing out, where you're risking your future to pursue it's a very difficult job. It's a very difficult thing to get into. You can be good. You can be a good FIFA player. You can make an okay living, but it's very, very hard to be at the pinnacle. And I think make sure you don't put all your eggs into one basket is what I'm trying to say. Make sure you go to school, do all your schoolwork, get all the grades necessary to fulfill another career if this one doesn't work out. You know, I think some people do fall into that trap, and I was lucky where, I mean, I wasn't even really focusing on FIFA. It was kind of like a side thing, and it turned out that I qualified to an event while treating it as a hobby rather than a full-time job. So for me, it was easier, but for a lot of younger kids who have been like inspired and want to take this path, just make sure you have alternative options in case it doesn't work out, because there are 100, it's very RNG, there are 101 reasons why it might not work out for you, you know, like not everyone makes a big break. So yeah, that's my advice for sure.
If I'm going to be honest, I would say don't. If I'm going to be brutally honest, don't, because I know you probably don't want to hear this, but like, it's very, very luck based. It's like I got in there too late, and that was 2014. So it's saturated. If you can figure out that you're going to be creative and original, you'll do well. If you know how to use every social media like Instagram, TikTok, fucking Twitter, YouTube, even Twitch and stuff like that, you will eventually be well. If anything is like TikTok related, like I will try, but I'll always lose sight of it and I'll just forget about it. So yeah, maybe saying don't isn't right. Just you have to keep at it. Don't expect views straight away because you're just not going to get them. Unless you get incredibly lucky and get like shouted out or something like that. Even that doesn't get you views. Try and live a normal life as well. Don't focus on it 100%. I'm telling you from experience that is not the way to go because you will get so depressed genuinely if you're putting everything in and you're not getting what you want out of it. It can absolutely ruin you, as like it did for me for a while. Always look to improve. Always look to adapt your content, which is something I still, once again, struggle with a lot. And yeah, just enjoy it. Don't do it to see it as a job. Do it for a bit of fun, or as a hobby, or just something to do. Yeah. Put your own creativity and your own originality into stuff, and you'll be grand. And another thing, try and find a niche. For me, when like I had my break like in FIFA 19, it was because I was Irish and there was not many people doing that kind of stuff, so I drilled heavily into the Irish stuff. Having people like that in your life that'll give it to you straight, won't be a yes man, will just tell you, look, you're not working hard enough or whatever. I can't stress enough how good that is. Seriously, like if you know somebody like that, keep them close because they will tell you like the reality and not what you want to hear.
Piece of advice, just do it. You know, like I spent 2 or 3 years wondering whether or not I should get back into YouTube, and I just kept finding excuses for myself like not to do it, which is ridiculous. I would just say, oh, I won't have the time, when in fact, like, I did have the time. I would just be using the time doing like super counterproductive stuff. And this is like, you know, my early 20s / mid 20s, so like 21 to 25. And I just kept saying, I want to do YouTube, I want to do this, I want to do that, but like I never did it. And then I remember one summer I was just like, you know what, I want to do this so bad.
Yeah.
And I got a full-time job in a kitchen. I worked as a cook for like 2 months and did like 40-50 hours, saved up enough money for a PC, an Elgato mic, just the whole setup. And I just did it, man. And honestly, it's probably one of the best decisions of my whole life. So yeah, if you're wondering whether or not you should do it, and you know, you might need some money and whatnot, then, you know, there's lots of means to fund an income.
Yeah.
Start saving some money up and get yourself, you know, just get yourself a cheap laptop or like a cheap PC. That's kind of what I did. I got my friend to build my PC. Like, it's not designed for gaming at all, just designed for streaming. It's like the bare minimum requirements, but it does what it can stream. That's all I need it for.
Yeah.
And yeah, it just opens up so many doorways of like stuff you can do now, you know, because you can't just only stream, you can upload videos, you can create a community through uploading on different platforms. So yeah, definitely just do it, you know, like Shia LaBeouf would say.
So everyone always comes into Twitch streams and comments on YouTube, it's like, how do I get big? And with the amount of people doing it right now, it's hard to. But consistency is always the first one. Like, you can't upload 1 or 2 videos, get horrific views, and go, oh, what's the point? Because if you're not known or anything, then how are you expecting to get views? You got to put your name out there and get known. What else is there? I don't specifically think you need to spend loads of money at the start. People tend to go out and like buy loads of stuff for it. When realistically, I know you can stream from the Xbox straight away. You can literally just click Twitch and go live on there if you want to. But yeah, 100%, the following is where you need to get first. I mean, the first thing that I uploaded videos to Facebook pages, just FIFA Ultimate Team pages on Facebook. People, when I was top 100 in foot champs and that, people would add me as a friend. I would literally message them saying that I've got a YouTube channel if they wanted to look at tips and stuff like that. So it's purely, with the amount of platforms out there now as well. TikTok, not a big fan of TikTok, but it's a very good way of getting views. Because you could literally be a no one on TikTok, and if you upload a good video, it will get hundreds and thousands of views. So yeah, just consistency is easily the best thing, and don't get disencouraged if you don't get many views to start with. Don't be scared to reinvest what you've earned. If I sit there and I earn £100 off of YouTube, I'd be like, oh, it's £100 in my pocket. Whereas realistically, you could put that £100 that you didn't have before back into YouTube to help you earn even more.
Yeah, so, I mean, if you want to go down the competitive route, nowadays, it's so gatekept, in my opinion. And it's quite sad. Not only for the changes this year that are happening, that is not allowed to be talked about. Just the barrier for entry for viewpoints, and it's a killer, honestly. And it's so sad because it's really the only game I think that has it right. Maybe like a Hearthstone. I've never played it, but I can imagine it's similar. Other than that, there just isn't, man. And like as a result, you do like I know people that are unbelievable that just have never had Bedouin to use, and they're just not going to beat somebody with R9. It's just not happening.
No.
Unfortunately, but if they had the same team, would 100% be like finishing like top 8 in tournaments, but just doesn't happen. So the problem is, if you want to be a competitive FIFA player nowadays, right? You need, first of all, you need to have the cash to buy the team. You just need to have that somehow. Secondly, you need to know you are ridiculously good at this game, because being a top 50 player is useless nowadays. Top 50 is not even good enough. You need to be top 20 to be serious, or be from Denmark or Germany or like Spain, because there's countries that, you know, they have their own league that actually are successful, so you can be not as good, because they can be rival as well. But otherwise, you have to be ridiculously good at the game. Otherwise, genuinely, I wouldn't even bother trying, which is a sad truth. I just wouldn't, because it's not worth it. The main things with content creation is, one, you need to prioritize YouTube and TikTok. I think that's still the way. Twitch needs to be for fun. Unless you're a ridiculously good streamer, you're not going to go on Twitch without the other platforms. And other than that, yeah, get a Twitter. Make sure you have a Twitter and Instagram. You should have all social medias, and try to be like a little active on Twitter and Instagram, but it's not as important. It's just pump out content. I still think consistency, definitely, even though I don't do it myself, it is the way to do it. It just is, like, fact. And yeah, just research how to make good content and whatnot.
But obviously, I will talk to you in 1 year.
Yep,
1 year's
looking
time,
forward to it.
and we're gonna watch back the footage and see how it goes, man. I appreciate it. Thanks very much, man. Thanks very much, and I'll talk to you in a year. So,
Yeah. Well, yeah. I guess we're not going to see each other again.
No, this is enough for me. We've talked for the whole year. It's a lot easier to say that for me, so I do appreciate the time out as well for a little video.
I appreciate you having me on, mate.
But no, thanks very much for taking the time out to talk to us.
I appreciate it. Be fun, man. I am excited. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Thank you very much for coming on.
No problem, mate.
But no, man, appreciate it, and best of luck in FIFA 22.
Thank you.
Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let me fucking fuck. Yeah, man, class. I'm delighted. Yep, my little PP is slightly hard. Yeah.
So, like, you know, like perfectly cut screams and like pretending to shove fucking Dumbledore's wand up my arse and stuff like that. You know, like that kind of stuff.
And you know, I froze again, so that's cool.
You didn't
Oh,
freeze
I
it.
haven't. Oh my god, this wasn't moving. Oh my god.
That's funny.
But yeah, I mean, you can just cut that, I feel, anyway. It is.